When you think of Sweden, you picture safety. You think of peaceful streets, a strong economy, and a high standard of living. But that version of Sweden is disappearing. Right now, the streets of Stockholm, Uppsala, and Gothenburg are turning into a war zone. We are not talking about simple street fights. We are talking about military-grade explosives detonating in residential apartment buildings. We are talking about shootings in broad daylight inside crowded shopping malls. But the most shocking part? The executioners pulling the triggers are often children, some as young as 13 years old. This is not a random wave of crime. This is a calculated, bloody civil war within the underworld. It is a feud that destroyed the most powerful criminal network in Scandinavia. A war between two men who were once brothers in arms. One is known as the Fox. The other, the Strawberry. Welcome to the Nordic Crime Files. Today, we uncover the story behind the Foxtrot War, the conflict that set Sweden on fire. To understand the violence, we first have to look at the man who started it all, Rawa Majid, known as the Kurdish Fox. For years, he was the untouchable king of Sweden's drug trade. Operating from safety in Turkey, far beyond the reach of Swedish police, the Fox built an empire. He flooded Swedish cities with cocaine and methamphetamines. His network, known as Foxtrot, was efficient, ruthless, and incredibly wealthy. But a king cannot rule alone. He needed a general. That general was Ismail Abdo, known by the nickname the Strawberry. For years, the Fox and the Strawberry were an unstoppable duo. Majid was the face and the strategist. Abdo was the logistics expert who moved the money and the product. They were best friends. They trusted each other with their lives. But in the criminal world, absolute power eventually leads to paranoia. In 2023, the alliance shattered. Reports suggest the conflict began over stolen shipments and internal power struggles. The Foxtrot Network split down the middle. One side stayed loyal to the Fox, the other sided with the Strawberry. In the old days, criminal wars had rules. You didn't touch civilians. You certainly didn't touch families. But this war broke every code of honor that existed in the underworld. The turning point came in September 2023. In a quiet neighborhood, a 60-year-old woman was shot and killed in her own home. She was not a criminal. She was Ismail Abdo's mother. The murder of the Strawberry's mother signaled the end of the old rules. The war turned into a blood feud. An eye for an eye turned into a mother for a mother. Fathers, siblings, and distant relatives became targets. No one was safe. Desperate to win this war, the gangs turned to a terrifying new tactic: child soldiers. Sweden's legal system treats minors very differently from adults. Gang leaders know this. They began recruiting teenagers from vulnerable suburbs using encrypted apps like Signal and Telegram. They offer a 14-year-old kid a few $1,000s, or sometimes just designer clothes, to commit a murder. These children are treated as disposable soldiers. If they get caught, they face juvenile detention, not life in prison. If they die, the leaders simply recruit another one. These child soldiers are untrained and reckless. They spray bullets into crowds, missing their targets and killing innocent bystanders. They bomb the wrong addresses because they don't know how to read the map properly. The war between the Fox and the Strawberry has changed Scandinavia forever. It exposed the fragility of the Swedish legal system and the brutality of the new criminal generation. While the leaders continue to hide abroad, living in luxury, the people of Sweden are paying the price. The Foxtrot Network may be fractured, but the cycle of violence it started is far from over. This is the new reality of the North. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to Nordic Crime Files as we continue to track the most ruthless gangs in Scandinavia. Stay safe.